Beware, payroll trust fund taxes. First of all, rarely will any of that be dischargeable in a Chapter 7 or any type of bankruptcy for that matter. So what happens there is if you had a company didn't pay its payroll taxes, the IRS will come after the individuals. They call them responsible persons. Whether or not they're in reality responsible or not, the IRS says that they are responsible for the trust fund portion of the payroll tax that the company did not pay. The IRS code and the bankruptcy code prohibit payroll trust fund taxes from being discharged in bankruptcy. However, the good news is that you will still have the full arsenal of remedies available to you through administrative processes with the IRS, and I'm talking about offers and compromise, installment agreements of all types. Those are available to you for trust fund recovery penalty type taxes, even though they are not otherwise dischargeable in bankruptcy. Okay, that's the first thing to look out for. Second one is the in rem lien, and this one is deadly. It's a pure legal fiction whereby the IRS notice a federal tax lien remains attached to real property even though the tax debt is discharged. And yes, I read that right. What that means is if the IRS has gone in there before you filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy and filed a notice of federal tax lien, then even if the underlying debt that substantiated that federal tax lien is ultimately discharged in a Chapter 7 for all it otherwise meets all the criteria that we've already been over there, then the lien itself that was filed pre-bankruptcy, that the IRS files before you got your discharge, before you even filed, even though there's no debt technically behind it, that federal tax lien stays, and it stays attached to your real property. And how this works in reality, I've had several clients come through to our firm where they have received a Chapter 7 discharge, and a IRS revenue officer shows up and says, how do you want to pay this debt that you just got discharged? And the client is livid. They're saying, hey, here's my bankruptcy discharge, go away. And they say, not so fast, because we have a federal tax lien that still remains through this legal fiction, and it's still attached to your often free and clear home, and we want you to pay this back, or we'll go ahead and start up seizure proceedings. And that's just absolutely really draconian in my opinion, because you've gone through all the things necessary to get this thing taken care of, and there really is no actual tax debt left, but the lien is still hanging out there, and it's as though the bankruptcy never really happened, because now the IRS is gunning for your house because that lien still stays on there. So look out for those things as you consider bankruptcy.